Welcome to Trailer Trash. I'm your host, Evan Mulgrave. This week we got a great review of a movie, Talented Mr. Ripley. Now this is a movie that I avoided for most of my life. Just look like, guys in $300 suits, slick back hair. Looks like the kind of guys that, made my high school experience a living hell. So people would bring up Talented Mr. Ripley, and I'd say, oh, you mean Talented Mr. Shitley. But I was wrong, and I ended up watching this movie in prison and kind of falling in love with it. I think the reason why I avoided it so long, is because I didn't really realize what it was about, and I wish they would have went with the original title, which was Jazz Hogs, and that's really what the film's about. It's about Matt Damon, Jude Law, and Phillip Hoffman building their own jazz trio in Europe. And they're called the Jazz Hogs. And they're kind of making waves, because, Cannonball Adderley's on the line saying, who are these new Jazz Hogs in town? And they're finding this new sound. And as you may know, I'm a musician, if you watch the Michael Phelps episode.
In order to... There's a solo here, I'm just going to scat it.
So there's probably some inside baseball that I can appreciate that you can't. Because what they say about jazz is it's the notes that you don't play.
You gotta hear this.
And if you're not a music person, that's fine, because this movie got some twists and turns in it that maybe you're not seeing. There's a great scene where Jude Law and Matt Damon go out on a boat together, and then, spoiler alert, Jude Law turns into a zombie. And Matt Damon has to cave his head in with a rowing oar. So Damon caves his head in. He's got blood on his hands. He goes back to Paris. Hoffman's trying to show him some new demos he cooked up. But Damon knows he's turned into, so he bashes his fucking head in with a statue as well. He actually does it twice. I kind of look at myself as like that Damon character. He's great in jazz. He's got kind of a great look, and he when he needs to, he's gonna fucking bash your head in. I'm usually hot or cold on Matt Damon. If it's the we need a zoo Matt Damon, I'm out.
Why are you yelling?
Because it's a good dream! And it's got cool animals in it and some pretty great people too!
If it's Great Wall of China Matt Damon, I'm in. And this is more Great Wall of China Matt Damon, which I loved. So it's overall a great movie. What more could you want? You have great jazz. You have senseless violence. You have zombie action, all set in period France. And, not for nothing, Cate Blanchett's pretty easy on the eyes too. So overall, I think this is a classic, forgotten classic. I'm gonna give it an A+. Slam dunk, can't miss. So that's Trailer Trash for this week. Have a happy.
It's got cool animals in it and some pretty great people too! It's got cool animals in it and some pretty great people too! It's got cool animals in it and some pretty great people too! It's got cool animals in it and some pretty great people too! It's got cool animals in it and some pretty great people too!
What do you mean I suck, dude?